Planning permission, anger and frustration. These three words will very often go in exactly the same sentence. Anyone who's had anything to do with planning permission and property will be more than aware of this. So in the recent months, I've been sharing on my Instagram stories some of the trials, tribulations and frustrations I've been going through with planning permission. I've had a huge response on it, so I thought I'd put this video together and share some of the things I do to try and navigate the mental stress that goes with dealing with planning. So behind me is Otterhead House. It's probably the biggest project I've done today. It's been our flagship property for a number of years. The planning process on this went on for 18 months. In that time, my life was kind of pretty much put on hold. I had all my money tied up into it, super stressful. And the reason it wouldn't go through is because the head of Taunton Deane Planning at the time said that the design we'd put together, which is pretty much what's been built, he said the design that's been put together was, what was the wording he used? It wasn't congruent with the traditional aesthetic of this property, which is just ridiculous. After we got planning, we went on to win Daily Telegraph Renovation of the Year award, which kind of says we've done all right on design. Completely ridiculous. Guy had a bee in his bonnet, whatever. Very, very frustrating having your life put on the hold. So this place is up for sale. Holding up the sale was a planning decision that the council said, was it over 18 months ago, that I had to get a change of use on the chicken house for holiday let, blah, blah, blah. Did exactly what they said, put the planning in. Due date was 13th of February 2023. So it's like over 16 months ago. I chased it 3 times last year and I thought, you know what, if you can't be bothered to do what you've made me do with this application, then I can't be bothered. When I come to sell this, then it got flagged. I then had to chase like weeks and weeks and weeks. The system is quite obviously broken. There's a housing shortage in this country. Just solving the planning, I'm not saying it's going to sort it, but it's certainly going to help. The reason the rental market is so high at the moment, there's a number of factors. Like the government has absolutely screwed over landlords, made it so no one wants to be a landlord. There's not enough houses, supply and demand, blah, blah, blah. So fixing the system, if I could fix the system, if I could go into the government councils and go, right, blah, 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 this is what you got to do, that'd be great. Unfortunately, I can't. It's not in my remit. So dealing with the frustration when it comes to the planning department. Now, at the moment, I'm referring to Somerset. The backlog they've got is just absolute. I don't know how big it is, but it is absolutely huge. Most of that's to do with phosphates and the build-up and just complete. Their system is just beyond crap. Any normal company would have gone bankrupt years and years and years ago. A company could not function as they do. As it is, I think they're on the brink of bankruptcy, which I'm not surprised about at all. So, at the moment, I've got a new build project near Ilminster. Everything, all my focus is kind of tied up in that. All my career going forward, my home, where I live, everything. So it's very hard when that's, I think we're over 6 weeks overdue. The most recent due date I was given was the end of June, which is essentially today. Hopefully I'll hear today. If I don't, Monday, my first job is to follow up, say, hey, how you doing? Know you're stressed, but so am I. You know, what's the new target decision date? So my point with this is, everyone I speak to gets super caught up, angry, frustrated with the planners. I suspect within some, but probably not all, of the planners, there is a degree of incompetence. However, things normally trickle down from the top. Like the system's broken, how they're working. I phoned up the other day and the process you go to leave a message for someone takes up like 10-15 minutes. Like, this isn't a good system, guys. But all I can control is how I deal with it. I can't control how the council, the government or whatever operates. All I can control is how I react. So therefore, I always want to speak to the planners. I always treat them with respect. I know they've basically got a shit job, and I like to think they're doing their best. I always see what I can do to help. Is there anything I can do to speed up? I stay on it. I don't let anything slip. When I have a conversation with someone, I'll say, what date are you aiming for? I was told end of June. If they haven't reached that date at the end of June, then 1st of July, bang, I'm on the case. Hey there, me again. What can I do to help? Da, 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 da. Now, I've had a great deal of incredible property mentors over the years. And when I've been going through this planning process, which is part and parcel of the deal of being in property, the most consistent piece of advice is not to take it personally. Now, this is really hard, like with this place, you know, everything was tied up in it. It's my whole livelihood. It's very hard not to take it personally with the individual planner and how you feel you're being treated. So it's to detach yourself from the outcome, which I appreciate is a lot easier said than done. The way I'm doing that at the moment, the one in Ilminster, like, it's a huge amount riding on that. And the way I'm dealing with it is just to keep myself busy with other things. I need to be working. If I can distract myself, then that certainly helps, but not distract myself so much that I don't stay on the case. So at the moment I'm doing a lot of tree work, I'm doing landscaping, I'm staying active in other areas. At the same time, I'm keeping all that moving. And it's that trying not to get too obsessed with it and let it kind of ruin your mind and run those scenarios and stories that I'm sure most of us do. So I hope that helps a little bit, because I know there's a huge amount of you out there, because you've been messaging me, who are battling with the planning process. If anyone else has got any strategies they use to deal with this shit, then I'd love to hear them. Hope you're all having a good weekend. See you next time. Cheers, bye.